It's a very tough act to follow. I'll try to lighten the mood a bit. So, I was telling you guys earlier about where I came from. Now, I lived in a country called Kuwait, and Kuwait is ruled by someone called the Emir. And when I had my son, I decided to name him Emir, because in Arabic that means prince. And I thought it would be the best thing to have, whenever someone calls my son, they'd be like, Emir Ayman. So like they're saying Prince me. So it was a bit far-seated on my part. But what I didn't take into consideration is laws in Kuwait are very, very strict. Unlike here in Canada, where you can have someone driving around a car that says fuck Trudeau, you can't do that in Kuwait. You cannot mention any insult towards the ruling family. So imagine when an Egyptian father is out in the streets and his son is misbehaving, and inside, I really want to yell and be like, Amir, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. And I have to be like, Amir, please come here. Because if anyone hears you yelling out at the Amir, you're in trouble. Yeah. He got a lot of leeway in Kuwait. He was there for 5 years, and then we come here. And in my head, I'm making these comparisons. Like, again, back home in Egypt, we have homeless people, but we call them beggars. And you know how they say Canada is really, really nice? You have no idea how nice you people are. You're nice to the point where I'm sick of it. Case in point, I'm at the traffic light, and there's an unfortunate fellow with a really big sign and a lot of text. And I'm expected to read all of that and assess whether or not I give him the toonie in my pocket. And believe it or not, this is the first time I ever said the word toonie. Okay? So I'm acclimatizing. To give you an example, in Egypt, if someone who is less fortunate than you wants money from you, they will stick to you like white on rice. They will not let you go. They will walk beside you and be like, please, please, please give me some money. Please give me something. Please give me something. Oh, you're with a beautiful lady. Oh, may God bless you. Then you get married and you have lots of kids. Please give me something. Please give me something. Here, they're just like, hey, do you have some money? No, thank you. It's like so polite. Which brings me to a next comparison. And I'm sorry, I'm going to venture back into the bathroom again to talk about this, because it really irritates me how, okay, Kuwait, where I lived, is a country that has no rivers, no natural water. So they have to desalinate the sea, which costs a lot of money, so that we have tap water. You guys have lakes and shit. But what you don't have is this nice little thing that cleans your ass once you're done shitting. What do you expect people to use here? You expect them to use toilet paper. Toilet paper comes from trees. I understand. You guys have a lot of trees. But water. If you're eating pizza and you get grease all over your fingers, do you just wipe it with a tissue, or do you go inside and wash your hands like a fucking human being? You go inside. And that's my point. Please, 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 let's try to get on the bidet bandwagon. Okay? Please, thank you. Seriously. Exactly. And what really blows my mind is that the Western world has a very, how shall we say, enamorous affection with anal. Yet, you guys don't clean properly, so how do those two work? Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Let's just leave it at that. Oh, there you go. There you go. Part of the other thing that I really love about Canada is the inclusivity that you guys have here. Again, just to draw comparisons, if me, being an expat living in Kuwait, were to take part in any demonstrations that I would see in the streets, I would risk being deported. And deportation means that we don't care how long you've been in this country, we don't care how much money you make, we don't care what family you have here, we want you gone. So it's really nice to be able to speak about, matters that we find important and close to our hearts. Which leads me on to the next part. Comedy is a very useful tool to try to bridge differences between people. And that's what I love about stand-up comedy. Comedy creates connection, you nefarious troll. See how that spells out. K-k. I'll leave it to you to work out. When I first started doing stand-up comedy in Kuwait, I wanted to make a club out of it. But I had to find a different name, so I wanted to call it the Vertical Humor Society. Because if I was going to say Stand-Up Comedy Kuwait, it would really suck. Now, one last thing, as I don't want to run longer than my time. Like I said, there's a lot of things that we have that are similar. Whereas everything that we see online is always trying to let us focus on how we are different. You're this, you're that, he's this, he's that, she's this, she's that. But we are all the same. Now, you have no idea how similar you are until you look at the macro level of countries. Like, for example, there must have been a drunken party when they were creating flags. Because, for example, you have the Japanese flag, which is a red circle in a white sheet. And then you can bet your bottom dollar that Bangladesh was looking over their shoulder, and they're like, oh, red circle, but green square. Okay? Then you have currencies. When they started to call their currencies, so you have the Qatari Riyal, the Saudi Riyal, and then the guys at Georgia saw this, and they were like, oh, we're going to call our currency Larry. Okay? And then the Turks were like, oh, we're not going to stop there. We're going to call it Lira. And then the Italians were like, you know what? We'll just take Lira too. So, like I said, there's a lot of things that make us different, but we should focus on what makes us the same. Thank you very much.
Amen, everyone. I'm a bidet Nazi. Yes, I agree. We must have to.
If we can provide our future with anything, hopefully.
Okay.